The company with a US $100 billion debt, its current EV model recalled, and plans to only build 1 million EVs in 2025, says it can catch up with Tesla in 2025. Its CEO, Mary Barra, just doesn't understand maths. In fact, my 5-year-old son can't understand what she is on about. Now, this would be funny if it wasn't so serious. Honestly, I don't know whether to laugh or cry at Mary Barra's recent comments at GM's Investor Day. Now, welcome to the Electrek Viking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for coming along and being part of the channel. I've really enjoyed this experience with you, and it's fantastic to see you tune in again. Now, if you don't know already, my name is Sam Evans and I'm from Melbourne, Australia. The reason I started this channel, well, there's a few reasons. One of them, I just love seeing my face. No, actually, I don't really like seeing my face online. I find it quite difficult watching edits of my videos. It's one of the strange challenges of doing this job. But I love speaking to intelligent people, honestly, or people that I perceive as intelligent. And to be honest, that's why I think people who watch this channel in general are generally more educated in terms of the future. They're not scared, they're not afraid of change, they're willing to adapt. And those are the kind of people in my mind who are generally more intelligent people. Now, if you don't already invest in stocks, I think you should do so. For example, a close friend of mine sold a house and they sat several $100,000 in an account for a couple of years. And I said to them, you should invest that money in Tesla, or I gave them some other options, but Tesla was one of them, because you're only getting 1.8% cash return right now. Returns on savings are atrocious. And they said, no, I don't want to do that. It's too risky. And I said, well, it's not risky. I mean, this is, we're basically going from petrol cars, all of them are petrol, diesel, crappy old hybrids, to a fully electric future. So if you invest in the companies that are building that electric future, then there's almost zero risk involved. Anyway, they ignored me, and it turned out they would have almost tripled the value of that money from $200,000 to $600,000 during that 2-year period if they had followed my advice. So if you have money currently sitting in a cash account, doing nothing, essentially losing money, that's what it's doing, then I recommend investing it. Some of the companies you can invest in include BYD, depending on which country you live in. You can invest in Tesla, NIO, XPeng, and if you're in China and you're watching this video, I recommend CATL. Now, if you create an account with Stake and you use my referral code, which I'll put in the description below, then you'll get free stock and I will get the same value of that stock as well, which would be awesome to help me out, but awesome to help you out in getting started on your investing journey. If you already invested in another account, you can also, it doesn't matter if you've already got an account with a different trading company, you can invest in with Stake as well. Now, they don't have any trading fees, so that is one of the great benefits of investing with Stake. And it's the key reason why I created my account in the first place. Now, I should firstly focus on some good news. General Motors and Ford are literally competing right now on EV investments. It seems as though every other week they're saying, no, but we'll do this. Yes, that's good. I'll one up you there and we'll do this. We'll put this much in. No, that's great, but we're going to put more in than that. You know, it all sounds a little crazy, but to be honest, it's a good move. As long as that money is invested wisely, that is the key issue. However, the point is they're kind of egging each other on to invest more money into an electric future. Now, obviously, the insane popularity of electric vehicles globally right now, Tesla's success, BYD, NIO, XPeng success, other companies' EV success, is kind of giving General Motors and Ford the template for what will work. So I'm sure that they know the demand is there. That is encouraging them. What is not encouraging right now is the fact that Mary Barra, the CEO of General Motors, seems utterly delusional. Now, what I find bizarre is that clearly she's been cocooned from all of her managers within the company or the board or just common sense in general. Someone's cocooning that woman from logic because she's saying that General Motors can catch up with Tesla by 2025 when it comes to electric vehicle sales. Now, surely she's Google searched the fact that Tesla are on track to sell nearly 1 million electric vehicles this year alone. And they have 2 massive gigafactories coming online within the next month or two. So that sales figure will be potentially double that in 2022, but at least 1.5 million at the least. Now by 2025, worst case scenario for Tesla would be to sell 4 million electric cars. That's worst case. Best case would be 6 million in the year of 2025. Now GM's saying that they plan on selling 1 million electric vehicles in 2025. 1 million versus 4 to 6 million. How is that catching and beating Tesla? I just don't understand the logic of this woman. I mean, does she literally think that nobody has Googled this? Does she think that nobody has put any time whatsoever into actually proving the veracity of her statements? Please tell me in the comment section below, what is going through this woman's head? The only logical possible conclusion I can come to is that Barra is expecting Tesla to wait for General Motors to catch up. Maybe she's called Elon and said, oh, Elon, just come on. You're getting too far ahead. Just wait. Let us catch up. I can tell everyone that, I was right. We were going to catch up. And then you can go again. Seriously, come on. Where Barra intends to be in 4 years' time, Tesla is already there. But the thing is, Tesla is actually not already there. Tesla is already ahead of there. They have already 2 new factories, which will be far superior to their current factories in China and America, because those factories will have huge improvements in terms of efficiency. We know that. That's a fact. Gigapresses, improved production lines, improved processes, less robots that do better things. I mean, we know that this has all happened. We know that these 2 huge factories are coming online within 2 months. So Tesla is in a position to produce 2 million electric cars next year. Now let's have a little look at what General Motors has been doing over the past decade. And I would caution General Motors to wait until they have to manufacture millions of EVs in mass numbers that actually have to mean something to their profit line, where they have to make a significant profit on those to succeed. That's harder than it sounds. Now, meanwhile, running their ICE production lines, global sales figures for General Motors in 2017, 9.6 million. 2018, 8.38 million. 2019, 7.72 million. 2020, 6.83 million. Now let's ignore all the headlines for a minute and face reality. The once mighty General Motors is now a shrinking automaker. That is a fact. Now they've even shrunk their logo to lowercase to prove my point. Realistically, their fall from grace has been years in the making. Current sales figures suggest General Motors will match its US sales from 1958 this year. Now, right now, General Motors is predicting that EVs will generate only about 35% of their revenue by 2030. In other words, even in 2030, they will predominantly be building fuel-guzzling trucks, but they want to frame it as a transition to EV mass production in order to increase the stock price. That gives them more cash flow, enables to build more factories. But are they really dead serious about EVs when they say up to 50% of their vehicle sales in 2030 will be electric? That's 9 years from now. And yet somehow they still plan on catching and beating Tesla. Now I should add that this interview was on CNBC. So maybe everyone was drunk, because often things that are said on CNBC are so embarrassing, you might as well say I was drunk when I said them. Currently, they have 2 models that are not on sale. I think they actually might have gone on sale back again yesterday. So they have 2 models on sale. So they need to add additional 28 models in the next 4 years alone. So in other words, they're going to sell 1 million EVs in 2025 across a range of 30 different models. That means if you actually average that out across all 30 models, then each model, GM only plans to sell 33,000 of each model in 2025. Seems like a strange strategy to me and not a very efficient move. This is what Mary Barra said. I'm very comfortable because when people get into these vehicles, they are just wowed. So we will be rolling them out, and we're going to just keep working until we have #1 market share in EVs. So for those of you who don't know, GM currently sells only 2 electric vehicles in the United States, which they just brought back on sale. They were removed from sale for a while because they had some battery issues. Those are the Chevrolet Bolt and the Bolt EUV. Now, a few weeks after, the company revealed its plan how they would double revenue by 2030, but it's nice to have good goals. In fact, it's great to have good goals. But if you don't have plans to actually achieve those goals, then what are those goals? They're just wishes. Anyway, this announcement was made at its Investor Day at the Global Technical Center in Warren, Michigan. Now, GM will still be counting on revenue from its internal combustion engine, or ICE vehicles, to fund this shift by continuing to sell its profitable full-size pickup trucks and SUVs, specifically its petrol versions. In the 2020 fiscal year, GM had a total revenue of $122 billion. That's Australian $162 billion. The company's electric transformation will apparently truly kick into gear in 2022 with its first model on the new Ultium electric architecture, the astronomically large 4-ton weighing GMC Hummer EV, commencing deliveries later in 2021. Now, this is a very cool car. I like it. I'm a fan. I know some of you are not fans. I like it. I think it's pretty rad. But let's be honest, it's an extremely niche model. It costs about $125,000 US. They don't plan on selling many. Same as the Cadillac Lyriq for Ford. Same deal. They don't plan on selling a lot of them. It's like a niche luxury model that displays the company's technology. Barra said, "So we will be delivering this fall. I was at the plant just a couple of weeks ago, and the vehicles look outstanding," said Miss Barra. Now just contrast this to, I know some of you don't like Elon, but contrast this to what Elon's doing in the days of, well, even now. Where does Elon live? He lives in a trailer right next to Gigafactory in Austin, Texas. You know, he's often known to just sleep at the factory and work on the factory floor. Contrast this to what Barra just said. I was at the plant just a couple of weeks ago, and the vehicles look outstanding. Does that sound like someone to you who is fully committed to the company? Or does that sound like a CEO who just turns up and does their job? Now, this pickup will be joined by the GMC Hummer EV SUV in 2022, along with the Cadillac Lyriq. By 2025, GM is aiming to sell more than 1 million EVs annually. And by 2030, it's aiming for half of its US and Chinese plants to be capable of producing electric vehicles. What exactly that means, I don't know. GM has previously confirmed it's investing US $35 billion in electric and autonomous vehicles through 2025, with an aim of becoming an all-electric automaker by 2035. Now, what I think GM should do is say, we're aiming to become an all-electric automaker by 2026 at the latest. Then I believe the company would have a legitimate chance of success if they fast forward their plans by 9 years. If they don't, if they're targeting 2035, too far away. They'll be disrupted by so many other competitors. It's not. So new GM products will include a new Chevrolet SUV that'll cost around US $30,000, which is Australian $40,000, and will be similarly sized to the current Equinox that was briefly sold in Australia as a Holden Equinox. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think General Motors will be able to knock Tesla off the sales charts, claim their throne as the EV king? Let me know in the comments section below. You can see what I think. I've given you all the information that I have. In case you're not aware, Tesla plans on building out the capacity to sell 20 million EVs in 2030. Pretty lofty goals. Thanks for watching the channel. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and thanks for subscribing and liking and all that stuff. I've really enjoyed putting this one together. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.